welcome to Shuffle and Roll and another episode of Commander Chaos, where we are building a Muldrotha the Gravetide deck from scratch. At the moment, we are doing the creatures, and we're still in round 1, working through all of these cards to decide which ones will go to round 1, where you will choose which cards go in the deck. So let's pick which pile. That's a 4. So that is this stack. And what's our lucky number today? Let's have a look. That is a 9. Okay, so let's see our offerings for today. First up, we have Barrier of Bones, which is a black for a creature skeleton wall with Defender, and when Barrier of Bones enters the battlefield, surveil 1. Next up, we have Gatekeeper Gargoyle, which is 6 for a artifact creature gargoyle, flying, and Gatekeeper Gargoyle enters the battlefield with a +1 counter on it for each gate you control. Loathsome Chimera, which is 2 and a green for a creature chimera with escape 4 and a green. Exile 3 other cards from your graveyard. You may cast these cards from your graveyard for its escape cost. Okay, and Loathsome Chimera escapes with a +1 counter on it. Cruel Swarm, which is 4 and a black for a creature insect warrior with flying. 2 and a black, discard a creature card. Return Cruel Swarm from your graveyard to your hand. Mercurial Kite, which is 3 and a blue for a creature bird, flying. Whenever Mercurial Kite deals combat damage to a creature, tap that creature. It doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. Next up, we have Cosima, God of the Voyage, which is 2 and a blue for a legendary creature god. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may exile Cosima. If you do, it gains whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control. If Cosima is exiled, you may put a voyage counter on it. If you don't return Cosima to the battlefield with X/1/1 counters on it, and draw X cards, where X is the number of voyage counters on it. Pelt Collector, which is a green for a creature elf warrior. Whenever another creature you control enters the battlefield or dies, if that creature's power is greater than Pelt Collector's, put a +1/+1 counter on Pelt Collector. And as long as Pelt Collector has 3 or more +1/+1 counters on it, it has Trample. Everglove Carrier, which is 2 and a green for a creature elf. You may choose not to untap Everglove Carrier during your untap step, and 2 and a green and tap it. As long as Everglove Courier remains tapped, target elf gets +2/+2 and has trample. Orzhov Racketeers. So this is 4 and a black for a creature human rogue. Whenever Orzhov Racketeers deals combat damage to a player, that player discards a card. And Afterlife 2. And it's a 3/2. Next up, Tidebearer Giant, which is 5 and a black for a creature giant warrior. When Tidebearer Giant enters the battlefield, you draw a card and you lose a life. Next up, Moodmark Painter, which is 2 black for a creature human shaman. And Undergrowth. When Moodmark Painter enters the battlefield, target creature gains menace and gets +X/+O until end of turn, where X is the number of creatures in your graveyard. Arctic Merfolk, which is 1 and a blue for a creature merfolk with kicker. Return a creature you control to its owner's hand. If you paid the kicker cost, Arctic Merfolk comes into play with a +1/+1 counter on it. Centaur Nourisher, which is 3 and a green for a creature Centaur Druid. When Centaur Nourisher enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life and tap it to add 1 mana of any colour. It's a 2/4. Elvish Archmage, which is 1 green for a creature elf druid. Other elf creatures you control get +1/+1 and tap, add green for each elf you control. Nim Shrieker, which is 3 and a black for a creature zombie. Flying with Nim Shrieker gets +1/+0 for each artifact you control. Tomacool Honor Guard, with 1 and a green for a creature human soldier with ward 2, and it's a 3/1. Floodgate, which is 3 and a blue for a summon wall, and if Floodgate gains flying, bury it. If Floodgate leaves play, it deals to each non-blue creature without flying 1 damage for each 2 islands you control. Rampart Crawler, which is a black for a creature mercenary. Rampart Crawler can't be blocked by walls. City Watch Sphinx, which is 5 and a blue for a creature Sphinx with flying. When City Watch Sphinx dies, surveil 2. And lastly, we have Illyrios Enraptured, which is 2 and a blue for a legendary creature human. Illyrios Enraptured enters the battlefield tapped, and Illyrios doesn't untap during your untap step if you control a reflection. And when Illyrios enters the battlefield, create a 3/2 blue reflection creature token. So these are the options for this episode. Okay, so after having a look through the 20 options, I believe that these 2 cards are the best 2 options, and I think the winner will be Pelt Collector. So Pelt Collector will go through to the next round. The rest will go forever. Stay tuned next time for another exciting episode of Commander Chaos. If you enjoy this, please subscribe and like the video.